Me see the people them who not really do nothing in a them department there. Some of them feel offended. Because you know anytime sex song play and you don't have no sex life, you get vexed, you know, your spirit get cross, you know. So some people run gone cause them not have no sex life, so them spirit get cross. Some man is a 1 minute man for real in a real life. Well, I'm not saying nothing bad about you, bro. I'm just saying. So them feel away when song like them I play, them get vexed. Yeah, me waste our time. Yeah. Me don't want me woman hear them song you play. Cause she go actually know say other man not think the same way. It's okay, bro. It's okay. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Morning, SouFLo.
Morning, family. What going?
Take it easy, no?
Yeah, but there, you know.
Hey, before you go into the Mavado situation, we just want you to big up the son, Andrew. It's his birthday today.
Andrew?
He's 37 years old today.
Andrew, big up yourself. Mommy said to big you up on your earth strong anywhere you
He's
are
a military
today.
veteran.
He's a military veteran like myself. Big up yourself, Andrew. Manners and respect to you. Have a wonderful birthday and have many more happy, healthy birthdays as well. See? All right, mommy.
Have a good Sunday.
I appreciate you. Big up yourself. One more time for Andrew. Happy birthday, Andrew. Big up yourself. If you all don't know, that's Marie's Message 411 TV. Fellow content creator sister. Go over to her channel and check it out. She have big up Andrew on his birthday, but the story behind that is something else. It's a movie script. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Hi, SouFLo. Good morning.
Morning, family. How you doing?
I'm good. You're on a show with family note saying coming. I am the one that's sitting in the chat when I'm home alone.
Oh, him say when he reach him now, him say, wait, I'm going to know if you do with it. Because the song say you make sure we waste our time because you don't know if you do with it. Him say when him reach, he will know what to do with it. So be careful. Yeah.
Did you know that Massacre, baby mother, she's better than Massacre?
Me don't know if she better than Massacre, but me know she alright. Me know who she is though. Yeah, man, she bad. She is.
Oh, you know about her?
Yes, man. She even did an interview like a couple of days ago with somebody else. Forget her name though.
You don't remember?
Yeah, me don't remember her name right now. But she forget out there. She forget out there and
you're coming to new rules.
All right. She forget out there and kick up some dust.
Yeah.
All right. All right, manners.
All right.
Don't worry, people. Me not miss nothing. Miss everything. Me see one clown in our comment section about SouFLo is doo-doo guy. SouFLo loves doo-doo. Me not go trace with you this morning. Dino Daily or whatever your name. People like you have to hide your face and talk. Me's a man where see my face. You see any which part you see me out the road, thump me night. Here? Anyway, you see me out the road, run up on me and thump me night. See that? I don't go nowhere with no security. You will often find me by myself. You hide your face and talk. All right? So, go and enjoy your little 2 minutes. I won't even block you from the room yet. We're going to get into a topic, so we can't forget into this morning. But anyway, you see me out the road, man. See that face here? Run up on me and thump me night. Now, see him face here. Choose any which side you want, thump on. Thump up the two side them. Show me say you're bad. Mr. Keyboard Warrior. SouFLo likes doo-doo. SouFLo somehow a big grown man or something with under girl. Anyhow. Then all right, let's talk about Mavado's son. Let's talk about what we came to talk about. Let's talk about Mavado's son. I talk about Wagwan around there. So, all right. I said, welcome home, Dante, and people shell down my comment. Welcome home, Dante. Oh, you're always bigging up the murder of them. And I guess from your song and the song popular and you're famous, you SouFLo are going to defend them. Let me get something clear before we get into all the details, right? I'm a person I'm not a shade tree mechanic. I'm not a shade tree mechanic. A shade tree mechanic, you know the man who claims him can fix any car and him turn up on the car engine and try pull it out at the same time and him under the shade tree, me prefer go on a real mechanic. What I'm saying to you then is I deal with the law that are on the books. I don't deal with your feelings. Feelings are personal. You take them thing there and go lock up in your car with it, cry when you're in the shower with it, lock up in your bedroom or your house with it. I deal with the laws that are on the books. So when I say welcome home, Dante, if me did say, him fit turn in there, you know, I in there, him fit turn and dead, you know, I'm sure lock him up in there and keep him in there. How would that change the fact that the appeal courts in Jamaica with a panel of 3 judges ruled that this young man should walk? How would it change the fact that he should walk? Or if you listen to my video good, I said, Dante get a new lease on life. Mavado is in a position to do, wife in a position there, but let's talk intelligent talk. He is in a place in life where he is able to do great things for his son. Of course, a lot of people were like, how come you live in a big mansion up on hill, fly out when you want to, tour in the world, and your son a run down cassava piece and in a beer badness and beer foolishness till him in and out of the correctional facilities, right? It's time to take him under your wings closer than ever before. You almost lost him for good. You have a blessing. Work on it from here forward and make the thing better for your youth so he can, you know, build on your legacy, so he'll be around to build on your legacy. Very surprised this ruling, but Dante needs to change his life, says Asher Day. I'm very surprised at the ruling too, but I'm not going to sit up here and talk about him fit on in there, him fit lock up in there, and we're going to get into why I would say that. I see some waste person come on my channel come talk about, wait, you have something different for say now. Now you make video I talk about Mavado son is a batty man. Hey, don't mix me. Don't mix me with the waste batty people them that you follow. Like Sean Storm say, batty boy and batty girl where you follow all over social media. You follow so many different people, you confused who said what. Let me tell you something about me, right? I believe firmly in karma. Matter of fact, me know karma, because karma beat the ass out of me already. So when I come tell you about karma, I know from now, oh, karma is real and karma is going to do nothing. I'm a conscious person living my life consciously and in real time. I always said people's children are off limits. You can't show me no video me ever do for the 10 years me there so. That said something bad about people picnic. Me not chat bad about people picnic. I don't wish bad on people's children. Even when the situation look bad, me still find something good for say. If I'm bringing you the news according to how the news was published, it's not my words. I saw them publish the news, but listen to my discussion surrounding what was published. I don't ever wish bad on anybody's children. Me have 6 of my own. I don't want nothing bad for them. So I don't want nothing bad for anybody else's either. And if you know how this universe works, I mean, the same person we're telling us, you know, Sunday, run go on to your church, run go on to your God, run go beat up your Bible. Karma is not a respecter of any of those things. Karma operates independently. So no matter what religion you hide under, karma is coming to whoop that ass. No matter if you read Bible, Torah, wherever you read, karma is coming to whoop that ass. So I'm going to deal with talking bad about people's children. You will never find that, right? So don't mix me and them with it. With that said, no, let's talk about how this will go for Dante now. This is the reason he has to private the live, but mostly it's because he can't ignore these type of people. Yeah, I private the live for some waste people, but no, actually I private the live because the people whose names are in green, those I fit them right this. The chat room belongs to the people whose names are in green. For those of you who it's your first time here, or your ears deaf, or you never did hear before, the people them who you see name in a green, those are top tier supporters who have membership to the show. And so they have the chat room as their own, right? Every now and then, we open the chat room to the public. I ask them, what should I do? Y'all want to open the chat room, give the people them something? They're kind enough. Most of them are kind enough to say yes. Most of them are, some of them are very annoyed though when we get people in here who don't know how to conduct themselves. Listen, we're big people. We don't do no trace down and chat and call name on social media. That's for children. I come from an era where we didn't have any of this. You, if you did brave, you say in front of a man where you really feel about him. and then you back up your words, right? We see people lose them life over words. We see people head bust over words. So if you did brave and a war you want, you set to a man what you feel about him. But apparently we're in a new era where everybody can hide behind something and throw rocks. And it wasn't me and throw more rocks. It wasn't me. You know, me and the baddest thing where I walk around here and, hey, Dr. Boy, SouFLo, and you dude, man, SouFLo, and that's where we're at. The people them don't like it. I don't like it either. All right? Yeah, them coward in our real life. Any man you see on social media trading insults with another individual is a coward in real life. I don't have to ask you. I'm telling you, is a coward in real life. Because dangerous people move in silence, and they don't have to be like screw face and yeah, everybody must know some bad round here, you know. Yeah. They'll do you something while smiling. You hear that? They'll do you something while smiling. They'll pull up when you least expect. So when I do the social media back and forth thing, what's me not even know who they're behind it because you're not even brave enough to put your face on it. My face is everywhere. That for tell us I'm extra brave. Yeah? Me extra brave. For me face they're everywhere. Me no hide and talk. Me say what me say. Anyway, with that said, I feel a way about the whole situation with Dante, and we're going to get into all of that. Mavado has broken his silence, by the way. Mavado is threatening legal actions, by the way. What I have on my paper, because some people feel like with us, wake up and freestyle on the mic. All right. The first thing I said was, it looked like them done out the whole of the money fighting Vybz Kartel. And them didn't have enough money left in the kitty to fight another fight all the way to Privy Council. Because make no mistake about it, Mavado was going to fight this all the way to Privy Council. Okay? We saw what happened in the Vybz Kartel case. Not only did Kartel spend millions of dollars to get free, and we're talking about millions of US dollars to get free, when they got to Privy Council at the king's request, no request, the king's order, the Jamaican government must pay him back everything with them pay for appeal and for fight this all the way up there. So they lost a whole lot of money. So I was just saying to myself, boy, it look like them did run out of money. Them spend the whole night to fight Kartel them, and they didn't have enough to risk it to fight this one all the way back to Privy again. Right? Quashed. We are now very familiar with the word quashed. Quashed means it can't stand. It doesn't have a leg to stand on. It should not have happened. It get fling out. This is not a case where Dante got released and they said, taking into consideration he was very young. He was a teenager when he was convicted, and we feel like he is rehabilitatable. We will mark this as time served and let him go. This would then remain on his record, which means you can't go certain places, go ask for certain things like a visa to fly out and all them something there, because they're going to look at your record and see you have a murder conviction on your record. What this means is Dante's record is wiped clean. Okay? Valrose Scarlett says the sound. I don't know what I'm going with sound. Dante record wiped clean. His record is wiped clean. Mavado's son's record is wiped clean. So one of the things I've said is, if I was Mavado right now, I'd be trying to see how to get my son the hell up out of Jamaica. Because if you think say it done, yes, sir. It's not done, yes, sir. And if you know Jamaica and you know how the system run, you know, God forbid, right? God forbid, but, and I don't wish this in any way, but if you wake up one morning and you should have seen a headline where say, Dante Mavado's son was killed in a confrontation with police officers, you know, say a lot of people are going to say, long run, short catch. That's for happen. You see it? You see it? You don't know what them are plan for your son, bro. Do everything in your power to take him out of Jamaica now. That's all I'm saying. Because him now gonna lock up himself in the house. Dante look like him all lock up himself in our house and Tande. And I don't think he should either. He's a young man. that, you know, where young people want out the road and them want to explore and experience life and these kind of things. But the freedom to do so, listen, if you hear them say that Dante Brooks, the son of Dancehall Icon Mavado, was killed this morning in a shootout with police officers, the first thing the people them are going to say, see, because I don't know if a lot of you know it, but when Dante was charged with the murder that he was convicted of and got the life sentence from, Dante had not too long ago done 18 months in lockup. So you know so them are going to hold that against him. See, him have a record. Him get locked up before. 18 months him do. Come out. Got in trouble again and was on bail. And then got charged for murder. So you see there's a record there. Then them are going to try use it as a track record. And say, okay, him beat that, but God not sleep. See it there. Him go up, they go give more trouble. And then binds him up. If I was Mavado, I would take for myself, my son, ASAP. ASAP. Let's get into what was said and all these kind of things, right? Kingston, Jamaica. Dancehall artist Mavado is threatening to take legal action against those who are involved in what he described as an injustice against his son Dante Brooks and Andre Hines, following the recent overturning of their convictions for the 2018 shooting murder. The two murder convictions and life sentences were quashed by the appeal court this week after the court ruled that their conviction has been rendered unsafe, leading to a substantial miscarriage of justice. The appeal court panel expressed the view that the trial judge's failure to properly caution himself about the risks that were associated with identification evidence, along with his inadequate handling of that evidence and the credibility of the prosecution's sole witness, led to the application being denied the legal safeguard designed to prevent the serious danger of conviction based on unreliable identification testimony. In case you don't want to know how and why him get out, how he beat the trial. There's way more here we're going to get into. Letitia Nicole says, now my face can show and I can bravely say I've been watching you since I call in from 2017 and will say again, not only the people in green help to grow your and Brains channel. Letitia Nicole, absolutely. Not only the people in green help to grow our channel. Some of the people in green are new. And we thank you for helping us to grow the channel and for, you know, that's why we do stuff like this. That's why we open up the chat to you and not just make it exclusively to the people in green. But we can't do that all days of the week because the people in green would have nothing else. And I'm not paying for something that you're giving to everybody else for free. You understand? So it's a perk for them. But big up to the people them who don't have. Now hear this. Shout out to the people them who are in places that can't access it and get their membership. Shout out to the people them who still tune in regardless. But you can't fool me though. You spend money which part you feel like the money should be spent. So if you don't rate me like that and you feel like I deserve your $9.99 a month for membership, I must pump out content 7 days a week for your 365 days a year, then I just that's it there. All right. So let's not beat around the bush. There are some people who will watch, and they won't subscribe at all. Because them feel like say their subscription is going to make the channel grow so big, and then they might go get big-headed and famous and all these things. Some people feel like you don't deserve no level of support, right? So them not rate you neither. I'm not spend $1 over there. I will go over there every day, and I will enjoy the free content that it takes him hours of research and putting together and all that. But me not spend $1 with him. But you will go down there, so go spend $1 on foolishness though. You will go over there and spend it. You will dash it to over here so and there so. So you just don't rate me like that for the ones them who can get it but don't. So that's right there. Me not expect everybody to rate me. That's why I do special things for the ones whose names are in green, without forgetting those who did start with us and has maintained that time with us as well. Anyway, Back to this right, that's all. Mavado has since broken his silence following the ruling stating that while he is elated that his son has been freed, fire is raging within him at the injustice that took place. Some people are saying, boy, if I didn't like you, I just shut my mouth. I'm going about my business. Just like our cartel say, me not bother sue nobody. I'm just going to take this one on the chin and keep it moving. Mavado say, fire raging inside I am, star. Now, what y'all must remember, say, when a verdict of quash comes down, right, it leaves open the right for those accused to now sue the state. Because quash only means, say, an error happened that caused your conviction, right? That should not have happened. So legally, speaking in the law terms, he now has the right to sue the state to recover some of, I am absolutely sure he spent millions and millions of dollars to free his son. I'm sure him want back some of the money there. You can't get back the time is gone. Dante is very lucky because Dante never do, even though me wouldn't want to do not even 1 day in there. So Dante didn't get to do no 13, 14, 15 years like Cartel them before he was actually exonerated. He did about 4 years on a life sentence where he was supposed to do about 22 years or so before he would be even eligible for parole, right? Quote unquote, this is Mavado's words, breaking his silence. He said, "It's taken me some time to process all that has taken place, but I am ready to speak. To God be the glory. He comes first in everything we do. I am naturally elated, relieved, and full of joy that my son Dante has been freed from the state-imposed hell he has endured for 7 years of his young life. But at the same time, there is a fire raging within me at the injustice, or as the appeal judge put it, substantial miscarriage of justice that has taken place." Mavado said in a post on Instagram, "A trial without a jury, decided by a lone judge who chose not to take into account the number of times that one single witness changed his statement, admitted to lying to the police, and fabricated his account of the events. The prosecution could not properly contest the appeal and did not request a retrial." That means Dante will not be retried, and because the state can't really fight this. Admitting along the way that they did not follow basic legal protocol. They sensationalized the story with outrageous claims, which the post-mortem also proved to be lies. He continued, questioning how such a blunder could have occurred. Let me jog your memory. The eyewitness said, and the one eyewitness them have, the eyewitness said a girl was sent to knock his house door. And them look and see the girl, and the girl is somebody who his son is very familiar with, so they went to go open the door. When this son went to go open the door, the girl moved out of the way, and a bag of man rushed the door and start push to get into the house. Immediately they realized what that was. They started pushing back on the door to close the door. They were unsuccessful. They were overpowered. The men came in the house. Now I'm reading through the report, and the report said 5 men. So I was wondering, how come only Dante and this other person's name were called in court and only them were tried and convicted, right? He went on to testify in court that I youth them when me know from them little and I grow up, these are not strangers. So there's no questioning the identity of these individuals. Me know them from them little and I grow up. And them stand up right there, so them shoot my son in his head, them beat him, gun butt him up, shoot him in his head right in front of me. And then one of them say, remember the boss say want him head. So Dante gave a blade to the individual who said the boss say want him head and told him to use that blade to saw off the person's head. The father even said in a court, say, at this point, you know, me I say, oh God, man, I'm gonna kill him already. Left him now. You know, like when I have to cut off his head on them, something they left him. Because he might try to give youth a decent burial after all that has happened. The same time, the youth look upon Dante and say, what about the old man? What if we do with him? And Dante said, make him live, man. That's a leadership position, right? I call the shots. Who dead, who live. What if we do with the old man? Make him live, man, he said. This is where a lot of people were saying, you're going to shoot somebody in them head in front of them father will talk to you the whole time, and you know say somebody will know you from your little and a grow, and your daddy saw off him son head and him might tell you, say, oh God, man, you kill him already. Just left him, nobody cut off him head, and you're going to say, let him live? People who have the heart to murder gruesomely like that, them would have killed you too. Them not going to make you live for you, go back to talk. The witness even said in court that me tell them, say, because they asked him, were you scared? You know, if your life was on the line, you telling them, he said, me did dead already because them kill my son. So me dead already too. And me tell them, say, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure, say, justice is served for my son. Nobody who kill like that now really make you live. And your daddy, I tell them, yo, you better kill me, because you see, if you make me live, me I tell you right now, me I talk to police, me I tell police everything. Me I describe everything we want to do. Me I tell them, say, you, me know you're from your little and I grow. Pow! That was too easy. That was too easy. So there was a conflict there of how accurate his story was, why Mavado's son was implicated in all of this. You know, I'm talking to wifey yesterday. We had discussed this, and my wife said, you know, sir, it could be a case of maybe Dante know the people them who did that, but I know him involved in it. But through the original altercation where shots were fired and Mavado had to take himself out of Jamaica because allegedly him box somebody over there, so, and them rinse out a couple shots off of him and he had to run. And then all this stuff happened right behind that. Maybe the person said, if it wasn't for you, me would have still have my son. So me I go frig up your son too, because me lose my son. So they went to court and told a story that it was his son that was involved in it. Because at the time, all of us were like, why would Mavado's son? Because even if say you're going to like, yo, I want that boy that shoot off of me, I want him head, you wouldn't send your son, right? You wouldn't send your son, you'd have send some killer, because you have the money and the clout we can do that. And we argued back then, say, well, sometimes, you know, maybe the youth take it up on him head, say, you shoot off of my father, so I'm going to make you pay for it. And there were a lot of talks around that him did over there in a bad man stuff. You no wonder why Dante not up at the mansion which part him father there. You no wonder why I'm not up at university at the West Indies and study something. You no wonder why he's not running a lucrative business or trying to build on his father's legacy. The youth love badness. The youth, him father can't take him out over cassava piece or them something that him love, right? So they were spreading all that he was into street stuff already, and this is what him love for do. This is where Mavado said they sensationalized the story with outrageous claims. Everything I just said to you just now was outrageous. Be it truth or lies. It sounds outrageous. It sounds like a movie. It sounds like one of them Netflix movie there where I watch down by the border, cocaine is running, man catch man and torture them and saw off them head and shoot them in them forehead and in front of them. That's outrageous. Now, Heart of a Lion, big up yourself. Heart of a Lion says, blessings flow. I don't get many chances during the week for your live, only on weekends, and I always enjoy your content. Big up yourself, my G. Manners and respect, I appreciate you greatly. Thank you so much. And I know you running your own thing too. Live on the air with SouFLo, good morning. Morning, family.
Yeah, you hear me clear, friend?
Loud and clear.
Alright, I are the boss, you know. You hear that?
See.
Alright.
Alright, sir.
Alright.
Manners.
That's all we ever say. Yeah, the man.
Manners. Alright. Yeah, Heart of a Lion. Big up yourself. I appreciate you greatly. You know me always, I think, boy, how your thing are going up, brother. Like, but I know we all doing our thing and we're all busy. I appreciate you. Thank you. All right. The prosecution could not properly contest the appeal, and they did not request a retrial either. They admitted along the way that they did not follow basic legal protocol. This is not us. This is them. They sensationalized the story with outrageous claims, which the post-mortem also proved that nothing ever answered ego. The artist said that he will be pursuing full legal action against all parties who are involved. So it looked like Mavado are going to sue them in this cruel act of injustice, and I will not stop fighting until real justice is served upon those who perpetrated this awful, unlawful, and unwarranted action against my son and his co-accused, Andre Hines. The Court of Appeal has granted a full acquittal, showing how false, how contrived, and how concocted this whole case has been from day one. They also tried to drag my name through the mud to help them carry out their wrongdoings and garner headlines for themselves. Well, this story and those headlines are far from over, and we will see the names of those conspirators and workers of iniquity brought to bear to face justice and accountability for their egregious actions and motivations, he said. Mavado also expressed gratitude to attorney Hugh Wildman and Oswest Senior Smith for their work in freeing his son and Andre Hines. He said, I would like to thank Mr. Hugh Wildman, who never had a doubt this miscarriage of justice would be overturned from the first minute he started reading the court transcripts. His leadership and his bravery against a system designed to destroy the lives of innocent youths and youth is a service to his country. Big up Mr. Oswest, Senior Smith, for his sharp legal mind and assiduous work in freeing my son and Andre. Brooks and Hines were in March of 2021 sentenced to life behind bars for the 2018 murder of Lorenzo Israel Thomas in Cassava Peace, St. Andrew, according to a report by the Jamaica Constabulary Force Corporate Communications Unit. They said that at 3:30 a.m. on June 5th of 2018, a group of men, not just Mavado's son and Andre Hines, according to the report, a group of men, which other reports stated were about 5 men, they forced their way into the victim's house where he was shot, and then he was chopped, and then his body was set ablaze as well after they tried to sever his head. Brooks, Mavado's son, was only 16 at the time of that murder and was ordered by trial Judge Justice Leighton Pusey, a name we see very often. Leighton Pusey heard the matter. Leighton Pusey oversaw the case without a jury and ordered that Mavado's son would serve 22 years before he is even eligible for parole. He was also sentenced to an additional 20 years for illegal possession of firearm and an additional 15 years for arson. However, he did rule that those years would run concurrently, so you would have most likely end up serving 22 before eligible for parole. His co-accused, Andre Hines, who was 23 at the time of the incident, was sentenced to life imprisonment for murder, and he would not be eligible for parole before serving 17 years. He was also sentenced to 15 years at hard labor for illegal possession of a firearm and 15 years at hard labor for arson. If you notice how the sentencing was handed down, Andre Hines had 17 years before eligible for parole, and Mavado's son, Dante, had 22. So a lot of people were asking, if they committed the same crime at the same time, why are they getting different sentences? The answer was that Mavado's son had a record and Hines did not. Mavado's son did 18 months prior. I'm guessing that was in a juvenile facility. I'm not sure. I wasn't there. I'm going off of what was recorded. That he did 18 months shortly before and had just came out not too long ago, and then got in trouble again and was released on bail, and then got this murder charge again. So 3 events back to back had them thinking or using this against Dante, then saying he was a menace to society kind of thing, and we needed to get rid of this youth here. So they gave him more years than they gave his co-accused. So it was a judge's error that freed Dante. Okay? It wasn't what social media is saying, money running up. Him father have whole heap of money. Somebody said ever since Mavado get the England visa there and fly go to the UK, whole heap of English pounds run. You know, see, as soon as him do that, Dante free. Somebody get money run upon them, man. Well, I must tell you that the Court of Appeals is a panel of 3 judges. So, I don't know who you think money run upon around there, so, but they obviously looked at the case and said, now I'm going to break it down for you. Mavado breaks silence, threatens legal action, judge's error. All right. We're going to talk about will Mavado return to Jamaica now. And we're also going to talk about how Dante got free. So check this out, right? And I've always said this before. I want evidence. You see, like how I cover squash situation, and them a call me gunman supporter. Didn't expect anything from you. You back up Cartel, you would have back him up too. Plus him and Cartel, them my friends. So everybody will sing music with a gunman, you back them up. That's how they have me as, right? When all I'm doing is asking for proof. Proof, you know. You don't have to call me no names. Just give me proof. So if you're saying to me that Squash is a gunman, you know, yeah, him kill people. Yeah, he's an old murderer. Me I said name one person where him kill. Tell me one somebody, one incident. The only thing we know about Squash is that Squash get hold upon in a zones of special operation or state of emergency. Them hold you. Everybody knows the laws are suspended, so the security forces can do what they want to do with you until that expired. Them hold on to Squash and them hold on to him until the day before the state of emergency expired. Them let him out, pat him on him back when he might leave, and say, all right, see you later. The man said, when my charge is there, oh, no hold me in for so long. What me do? Nothing. After that, Squash was granted a visa to perform in the United States of America. He came to the United States of America legally. He never walked through the border. He never sneak in under no tunnel. So when you tell me, say me a backup criminal, me don't know the whole of we has a carry gun. A Florida this. If you don't know it, everybody has a strap up. And Florida also has one of the biggest Jamaica population in the United States of America. And him there in the thick of it. That's why I move from down there, so go up the road. Him in the thick of it. So if you have enemies in Jamaica, you best believe say your enemy them there, right? Don't come to Florida. Please don't come, or at least don't come to places in Florida like Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Lauderhill side, them side there, because y'all gonna book up in your enemy them again, right? So me saying, give me some proof. You call the man murderer and I say him need to get dip a Jamaica, some man can kill him. You're wishing death for somebody. Where's your proof? So when me say welcome home Dante and them I say, now walk with this. You have one eyewitness, right? Remember, I said this to my audience before, you know. I said, how would you like it? I'm just going to pick a random name out of the chat. Wayne Core, Kai Tai Jai Empress. Imagine SouFLo go to the police and say, I saw Wayne Core and Kai Tai Jai Empress murder a man. Them shot him up over upon 17th Street, First Avenue. Burn down the house, set the house on fire and everything. Okay. Is that enough to give somebody a life sentence? If that's the case, right, that means that any one of us can just go to the law and pick anybody we want to pick. Hey, Missy FIFA Dan, or Missy Issue, or Missy Latisha Nicole, over there, sir. Yeah. Them I run a prostitution ring over there, sir. Me know, me see it for myself. And them murder 2 men over there. I don't know where them hide the body, but they are murderers, right? Or I just pick out a case of something that just happened and say, you do it. No other proof is required. Look on my paper. I said to myself, say, oh, so the judge didn't ask for no video evidence. The judge didn't ask for no auditory evidence, which is someone who might have heard when 5 man was trying to push a door in. When time you did a push the door back, and them I say, open the bomber cloth door, pussy, and you say, no, oh, don't do it, don't come in here, oh God, man. No, nobody heard nothing. Nobody else saw nothing. There was no video evidence, no ring camera around, nobody with a little cell phone when he hide in a window and a gossip. There was no DNA evidence. There was no other persons to corroborate this story. And then the judge did not caution, not himself, but there was no jury there for him to caution. And him alone see the case. Now, I know that at some point you have a right to say if you want a trial by judge or a trial by jury, but I don't think they made that choice. I think that's the system that gave them that choice. And wasn't COVID going on at the time? So that might have played a part into it? Yeah? Or Dante did get sentenced like around before COVID did actually start. I don't know. But it came down to one judge. And the one judge just straight up sentenced him. The judge never said, all right, we need some other kind of evidence to back up what the eyewitness has said. So if it's 2021, that means that COVID never started because COVID is starting at 2022, right? I don't remember, I might be off. I'm telling you what the judge, Javon, the error that the judge made was taking the one eyewitness. Javon, me not explain it to you the long way, man. Why every time you explain something, somebody just don't understand? Well, I guess that's what I said. Not everybody is going to understand. The judge erred in taking the one eyewitness account for everything. Yep, this is who I believe. Me no need to look nowhere else. Now, remember, I know, if this is the case, you know, that means that the real killer them out there somewhere. So is this family ever going to get justice? Or are we going to just stick to Dante do it because he's my mother and your son? Think about it. If Dante busts off the case here because of judge's error, which has to do with the identification of the individuals involved and the one eyewitness that was not credible, who really did it? Was this individual, the witness, was he biased? Was he vexed? Did him say me lose my son because of some frigure I have to do with your daddy, so me I make sure say you go down to? COVID started January of 2020. Alison Thomas. So that means we were in the thick of COVID then. Which means, because back then they were doing cases by judge only, right? Because, you know, certain people couldn't gather by numbers and form a jury of however many, 12 for a murder case. It would have had to have been 12 according to Jamaica laws. All right. So, back to what I said. The fact that the judge did not look anywhere else, the fact that the judge stuck to just that one eyewitness or alleged eyewitness is the big blunder in this case. The judge should have asked for more. I'll give you an example. The other day we covered the Klansman Wandan gang trial, right? The judge that did that trial, people were saying, I pay him off, you know, or afraid him, you know. The judge clearly said this: I can't believe that in this day and age that we still have in criminal investigation units, crime investigation officers putting together a whole case with no evidence and then bringing that case before me with word of mouth only and expecting me to give somebody a life sentence. He said, if you want more convictions, we have to get these officers to do a better job at preserving evidence, gathering evidence, etc., etc., building a case properly. So, because when it reached theme level, that's all that is below the judge. The judge can't put a case together. The judge's job is to judge a case. Right? Right. So with that said, yeah, man, we get past that already. COVID-19 is 2019. It started. All right. We already said they were in the thick of it by then, and that's the reason why they probably went with a one judge instead of a jury, because during COVID, we weren't allowed to group up anywhere or all that. There was a big backlog in the court system as well, by the way. Anyhow, moving way forward, the judge in Dante's case made an error by sticking to that one witness who proved to be unreliable, and this is where we're at with it. Because of that, the case get fling out, or the conviction was evacuated, so to speak. Look what them are doing with the Donnelly case, draw it out. That's how Jamaica is, though. Forget Donnelly for a second and think about the Mario Dean case. How long the Mario Dean case been on the books? In Jamaica, it's usually 5, 6, 7 years it takes for a case to be called up. That's why when missing cases call up in like 2 years, I'm like, damn, them really do want to lock up that person, yeah, man. Because what happened to all the other cases them where still not call up yet? Them in the same line waiting, right? It's like the whole always stand up in a line and wait, and the cashier up up front. How the man in the back reach up front and get served and gone about in business? What happened to the 1 million and we were still in the line? So and in Vybz Kartel case, that is how they explained it. They explained it that all these other cases are in line. And given the time it would take for them, if they should say retry Vybz Kartel, they would have to try every other case that is in line before, which would then lead to them waiting years again to retry them if they wanted a retrial. So the line long for trial. Brenda Gray, how do you know he committed the crime? Listen, Mado, what about the victims who died, and they will be the ones who upset? People are in their emotions, right? People in them feelings and them emotions. Again, we have to use the Vybz Kartel case again as an example. It's the most popular case. But the time that Vybz Kartel was incarcerated for murder to the time he was sentenced, convicted, and the time he was freed from prison, Jamaica had over 17,000 Jamaicans murdered. And Kartel never have nothing to do with not one of them. Not only that, I'm an avid person on social media. I never seen no Jamaican a ball for 17,000 of them will get murdered. So we tend to get hooked up on these. If it's a celebrity, if he stay in prison for the rest of his life. If a celebrity son, if he stay in prison for the rest of his life. If it's a politician's son, I'm not sure say him do it though. All right, shh. Make we not say nothing. Make him go on, him daddy, a big smaddy. You want me to give you one example? The reason why I don't like the lady Paula Llewellyn, not from Kentucky Kid alone days, but come right up to Kajil Mays. Remember Kajil Mays? Oh, no, forget. The youth when it in the taxi, the somebody when they drive the BMW X6, we get out and fire gunshot in the taxi. Where is the taxi driver, by the way? Okay. Paula Llewellyn went to court and said, we have nothing further. Paula Llewellyn chose to try the father, knowing damn well that the father had all the proof in the world. He wasn't even in Jamaica at the time. Somebody who know, please tell them for me. Right? The youth, the man is a big man, heavy. I'm not talking about heavy in body weight. When police see him, them say the big man that you know. Well-connected man. When the man find out when son do a Jamaica, the man say, yo, get to the airport right now, get on a plane, left Jamaica. Him carry the BMW, go park it around and daddy friend yard, where own one auto body shop. That's where they found it as they were doing body work on it, trying to make it look like it wasn't in an accident. When two cars collide, there's something called a car DNA. If your car is yellow and mine is green, and the two of them lick up, wow! My yellow paint I go chip off in your green paint, and your green paint I go chip off in my yellow paint. The DNA showed that that was the BMW that hit the taxi driver car, or the taxi driver car hit that BMW. Paint DNA. Them say a X6 is not no regular vehicle. Brand new X6 at the time. It was in that year of a X6. You don't just missing that kind of car from your garage and just, them take the X6, we just have to buy two more. This is something where you call law enforcement, especially if you're a person with pull. And you would say, yo, my X6 gone out of my garage, brother. Nobody ever reported that X6 missing. Somebody he knew was driving it. Guess what Paula Llewellyn did? They didn't even question, where's your son? This son fly out the same time daddy fly into the country. So one time, Paula Llewellyn act like she was a dummy, right? We're going to charge him for the case and we're taking it to court. And I see how the man bust off the case. Matter of fact, when them all go ask him for him gun, where is your gun? Him tell them, say, I'm not giving it to them. Oh, okay. So them not, him not give them him gun for go do no forensic test on it. Then we found out he had multiple guns. And then on top of that, all he did when they went to court, that him make them talk, say him did a drive the X6 and him fire the shot, kill Kajil Mays in the taxi, blah, 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 and then the man lawyer just do like this, which Paula Llewellyn knew they were going to do that from before. Him say, here is my client's passport with the date stamped of his travel. He was not in the country at the time of that. This is he. And you can go to the airport and check your surveillance. You will see him walking through, checking his bags, coming into the country. And he arrived in the country on this day after he had been in the US. Here is when he left. See the immigration stamp here? Here is when he returned. Okay, the case get fling out there, so daddy can't get charged for murder. Kajil May's family got no justice. Paula Llewellyn smiled and said in court, we have nothing further. She could have challenged that. She could have said it was somebody you knew that was driving that. Who was driving your BMW, sir? Because that person is the person who is responsible for this. This is what my educated guess. Given where we located that BMW in your friend garage where then did a work on it and all these things. Who drove it there? Draw the friend in there to where did a work on the beamer and tell him to come talk about who give me to work on. She said, we're not pursuing this any further. We have nothing further to say. And the man walked. So everybody gets all flustered when is a ghetto youth with turn superstar through dancehall music. Him for turning them for dead. And them do it. How come you never say nothing about Kajil May's case? How come you always say nothing about his case? Why? Because him daddy are the big man. And because them people there untouchable, you know. Get out of here, man. We go by what the courts say. It's very rarely where a regular youth or a ghetto youth with turn superstar get a chance in the court there. Because those kind of rights are reserved for those who are up there, so, right? But if you're not one of them, dog, name your supper. So I bet you say if Dante was one of them people, their son, him wouldn't see not one day in there. Only not say the youth. The red youth with the curly red hair where burn up him girlfriend, touch her, kidnap her, lock her in the room up a Yui. Heat up iron her up all over her body, all in between her leg, all her pum, everything. Cause him mad. So she give her the ton. You see, if video wasn't there, all the youth they would have walked. Look how much it took for them just to put him behind bars. So again, they're telling you the mistake that was made. Them would have never made that mistake there if Dante was one of them uptown man there, big man there, picnic. They wouldn't. It would have never been a mistake. Right? Javon says, I went to court for a traffic ticket and the woman just rushed me to plead guilty and go on. Oh, man. But come on, man. Just start acting like we don't see it. We see it. We know what time it is. Okay? They made a grave error in Dante them case. And when we remember we are following this the whole thing, you know. So it was super sensationalized now to find out even autopsy shows that because the man said them a saw off him head and him head the ungle left on him body by muscle around here so and some skin and something, and me I said blood fire. That wicked. I remember saying the youth, daddy turn up there and watch them do it, you know. I'm brave enough to tell them, say, you have to go kill me. Because if you don't kill me, I testify in a court, say, you must do it. Because I want justice for my son. Only to find out, autopsy report says different. Only to find out, well, according to this, autopsy report says different. Only to find out, the one witness, we're going to tell Fiim's story, and there was no other evidence to corroborate or back up what that one witness is saying. And I give you my example. Any one of we can point out the next one of us and said, I him do it, me see him do it, and then put you in prison and say, yes, man, SouFLo is the eyewitness. Him said him see him, and he gave us a full account of how he did it. And you gone to prison. That's not how the law is supposed to work. So yeah, as much as we're in our feelings that justice is not served on behalf of the victim, on behalf of their family, we have to look at how the law is working. I remember this too, you know. Remember this too. We started out talking about karma, okay? So long run, short catch always happen. Whether let me be non-partisan when I say this. If Mavado's son indeed committed such an act, the way in which was described, which is now said to have been sensationalized, if he indeed did that, God not asleep. God not asleep. So if him get to a no, and it look like I know him do it now, the story is still being written, my friend. None of know where the wickedness out upon them, the level they are going to get to with it. So the story is still being written. And we will see the story unfold, whether it is 2 years from now, 6 months from now, 5 years from now. God bless who live long enough to see 10, 20 years from now. We are going to see the unfolding of it. But if the youth never do it, we will also get to see him flourish and go on. And we can say, boy, what a wicked raw system, man. They need to fix that, man. Because them would have never just one eyewitness or can't send him to prison if it was a rich man picnic. Or if it was one of those who rub elbows with or of the upper echelons of Jamaica society picnic. Right. Karma not sleeping, my friend. Karma don't sleep. So yeah, it's going to play out one way or another. A man has died, and if the one convicted is not the one that did it, who did? Well, Kataja Empress, that's the question. A man has died, and if the one who is convicted or the ones who were convicted did not do it, then who did? Here is where we don't have a say. None of us were there. To Ross, most of us on this live not even in Jamaica. So we're not even in that country where it happened, right? We would want justice just like how we would want justice if it's our family member, but we weren't there. And we can gather no evidence upon this case. So it goes without saying. That's the pertinent question that needs to be asked, and that's the pertinent question that needs to be treated with urgency, right? Because that simply means the real killer out there somewhere. Now, if the law come and tell us, we're absolutely sure that is him do it, him just get off on technicality because them claims say, where's the father? Where's the father that testified? Like I said to y'all, this is not done unfolding. Okay? When the father they were testified, the father now should have on social media and say, you see how them Lego my son killer? Because you're never afraid of them when they stand up in front of you with a gun and murder your son in front of you and a saw off him head in front of you. So you definitely could be able to TikTok and YouTube and Facebook and Instagram now and say, you see how them Lego my son them killer? Me see me now with me own 2 eye. People look for me. And that we need now, you know. We need people now to say, or him to say, but if him gone into obscurity, just like in the Kajil Mays case, we never heard from the taxi driver again. The little youth get killed in your taxi. The taxi driver got out and described the taxi and described who him see shoot into him vehicle. And for some reason, he disappeared. Up to this day went quiet. Because the taxi driver was the key to this case. Him could have said, I know the father, me see the son when him come out, because me bunks him taxi car, the road did wet, me bunks him X6 BMW, him step out of the vehicle and fire into my vehicle. Me see him do it at the son. It wasn't the fault that taxi driver that disappeared. So it's the same thing in this case. If you know, say, you're never going to tell the truth or you take for yourself, and, you know, it's that case I just mash up here, man. But at the end of the day, as much as we, as good humans, want to see justice served for the victim, because, yeah, if that happened to any of my family members, I would want to see justice too. That's only normal, right? Right. Any of you, same thing. Not true? We can't do nothing about that. That out of our control. That is up to the Jamaica Constabulary Force, and it's up to their criminal investigation department to take this on and let justice be served to that family. Otherwise, they have failed the family and not brought justice to them. Now, remember, when I said earlier, if I was Mavado, I would be doing everything in my power right now to get my son out of Jamaica. Why? Jamaica is a place where run off of reprisal killings. I know me say so. I'm going off of what the police commissioner, before this new police commissioner, Anthony Anderson, said when he was police commissioner not too long ago before him left. I'm also going off of what the Minister of National Security, Dr. Horace Chang, has said repeatedly with his own mouth. A lot of the killings in Jamaica, or majority of the killings in Jamaica, are gang-related and reprisal killings. People who felt like they did not get any justice through the justice system, so them handle it upon themselves. Oh, you for murder my brother. And me feel like them have all the evidence in the world and them let you out upon bail. You're not going to get a chance to report too often, bro. 1, 2, 3... peace and safety turn sudden destruction and slap you one of them there when you go for your regular reporting. Not true? Yeah. So you must think that somebody wants justice. Somebody wants justice, which would only tell me, if I was Dante's father, that my son is in danger for sure. See, a lot of people make this mistake right here, right? Me big and bad, you know, I have a whole heap of money, so me untouchable. If them can touch the man, them will run the Cali cartel. Where them find, you know what dump truck look like? The truck them will carry mall and them sitting there and gravel. Where the back go up and the dump out, the construction sitting them. If them can find them there, stuck with money, US dollars from the bottom to the top of it. If them can touch them people there, you must know say you are not untouchable. So, as a concerned father, your best bet is to get your son the hell up out of Dodge ASAP. Worse, you done make it known now, say, you will leave no stones unturned. And you're going after the state. And you want retribution for what happened to your son. And names will be exposed. And all the brave rascal talk them that talk when you're there in Jamaica. You hear me, I tell you? Because you won't know where this came from. You won't know where it came from. I'm just saying. They had a psychopath running rampant in Jamaica in and out of court before the cops took him out last week. Russian Patterson. So you see what me I say? British Jamaica girl, right? Russian Patterson, the one who allegedly killed Slickiana. All right. And Russian something he film list of things that he was involved in is pretty lengthy. But if you go back to the first video we did when we covered the Russian case, where they told us him now got prison in a SouFLo, him family too well connected. Long time in their road I do them sitting there. Live on the air with SouFLo, good morning.
Good morning, SouFLo, brother.
Manners and respect, my brother. What going?
I listen to you as usual, you know. I listen to
See,
sometimes you trigger me to my first card.
all right.
That Eric calling me and I thought,
Your voice sound low because we can't hear you, and I want you to be very loud so we can hear you.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you a little better.
Okay. All right. Probably because of Eric calling. What's the quality function? Sometimes get to hear no. Because Jamaica society is a classic society, not from the 60s.
Okay, you're breaking up. Yeah. I heard you said Jamaica society is a classic society, but me I hear you, but me not think the audience I gonna hear you.
Oh, I'm very sorry. Let me call you back.
Okay.
Let me call.
All right. That is my adopted brother. I may adopt him on this I show you as my older brother. And me talk foolishness more time and him check me, you know. Sometimes you need somebody who is older and more has lived more, where have a level head where can put you back in perspective. Because sometimes, you know, we had to put and we just go someplace sometime and them thing there. He's gonna call back. Your reputation follows you up everywhere you go unless you change your character and your association. Brenda, that is absolutely true, and that's what we're hoping for, Dante. We're hoping that Dante, come see man, get a chance and come to the United States of America and dash for them life when them come here anyway. Live on the air with SouFLo, good morning.
I'm a bigger brother. You know, as I was saying, can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm. A bit better.
Mm-hmm. All right, bless it. We have a very classy society.
Yeah.
And we don't need a colonial master for us to maintain the colonial system. There was a time when I was growing up here, we were proud to wear these white wigs in the court and pretend that we were more British than the British.
Yeah.
I also, based on my experience with the Jamaican justice system, because I thought it was a curse to go inside it, but it was a blessing because I learned a lot. The court system is set up not for justice, and that's our misunderstanding. So it's just for the process. Nothing more, just for the process. And that's why people will be disappointed. And that's why a lot of people, family members who have lost from, you know, they say, oh, did this go wrong? They had all the cards. What went wrong? When you make classism with that, and Jamaican people with like so-called, we could call it light complexion people more than our own with more pigmentation. That's a mindset thing, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because what we've been describing in the whole morning is just to do with our mindset, and we are very hypocritical. Now, when it comes to witness, I told you about my case. I was coming from work in Negril and I experienced a citizen arrest. Remember I told you a story one time?
Right.
Now, what I found out was after that miscarriage in my case, I couldn't sue the Jamaican government because there was a person saying that he saw me. And excuse my language on this Sunday morning, anybody who eats. The guy never had even dry shit and but he couldn't sue him.
But he was.
I'm just showing the parallel to Mavado that the system can have a loophole there. The system could have grabbed his son and put him into prison. There was a weakness.
Right.
And at the end of the day, all they did was to make sure that I could fly out of the country in no time. But the prison at Jamaica and fly go straight at Germany,
Wow.
Barry Gardner, Sunshine Prison, did everything to get me out of the prison because I was educating the prisoners that if we enter the prisons in Jamaica by no one committing crime, then even the prison director will have to find a new job. You know,
makes sense.
So I'm just trying to point out something to you that is a mindset, and you have some youth in Jamaica where our government right now is on a killing spree, and no amnesty won't stop them. Because they have a certain back to and they have a certain agenda.
Let me cut and say this. While you're doing that, right? I have a picture right here in front of me of Mavado and his son. And I'm looking at the picture of how much Dante resembles Mavado, right? And it, you know, from the first video I did on following this case all the way through, it never fails. Every time I put up Dante's picture along with his father, there are comments like, why the youth there, him ugly, him dark, looking at him eye them, him evil, right? You can see the evil upon him. Now, if you
may I say that Dante is reflecting the Jamaican society? May I say that Dante doesn't matter which home he could be from, any home in Jamaica, from the most sophisticated home.
Absolutely.
These children exist in all homes in Jamaica.
But remember also that black is not beautiful. You know, among ours, when we speak of the lighter ones are more prettier and the dark skin, you know, so me hear you black and ugly like sin. That's something I've heard growing up. Black and ugly like sin. Me hear people tell black picnic them something there when they're really dark skinned. So they could look in their face and say, boy, I'm look evilly. But them looking at a light-skinned person face who has the same eyes that look the same way, and they will say, no, man, he's a youth. You know, him look like a youth. But they look at Dante because he's dark. Dante look like his dad.
You know what's interesting? The root of that, black as sin and white is purity, has its root in Christianity, the form of slave book which was given to us.
Yes.
And we'll be in a perpetual fight among ourselves about these things, rather than facing it and saying that, look, the system dropped the ball, and this is the case regardless of black or white or whatsoever.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And some of our people won't even admit it because they're so far in. A sister called in the other morning and she was describing somebody who looks good and pretty and whatever, and she went right into it. You know, she light skin and curly hair, you know, pretty. And I said, even you are doing it without even realizing that you're doing it.
I'm not trying. I used to also hear people use the word pretty hair.
Pretty hair. That's what the caller said the other morning. Exactly. I remember who in here was on the line.
Again, but let's dispel that line now and stand up and make the people realize that when a white person goes on holiday, he spends a whole lot of money and he goes, why want to go like Caribbean, like the tropics? And when you get black in McCollum says, nigga, you know, he said, oh, I have a beautiful town. But it's a bait and switch society. So they went to Africa and gave them pearls and took slaves, man. Mm-hmm. They took diamond, they took gold, and they are still doing it today. The bait and switch. So it's a mindset, my brother.
Right.
And believe me, probably been stuck in Jamaica and wouldn't start get a chance to look across it. I wish them could have given most of my brothers and sisters them a trip just for them to come and look on it. And kind of some place make Riverton City look like a sophisticated neighborhood. And you go back to Jamaica and start appreciate Jamaica.
Oh boy, BM, you remember that morning, right? When she said yes, and she have pretty hair, you know, and she light skin and she pretty. And I said, my sister, you're doing it too. And she was like, doing what? It is so embedded and engraved in us. That's what I'm telling you, that we don't even see it. So when you see all Dante now, and them say, Jesus Christ, come look evil and ugly, and him black like ugly like sin. Him do it. Me believe say him kill you. Can't see the evil in him eyes. Guilty.
Most of them point it. You see, we tend to have sympathy for people who don't look like we.
Yeah, we were trained to do that. We were trained to do that.
And the people, right. So what happens is that when there's a conflict, you say, leave him alone, but you don't know who is the stronger person in that situation.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
We're not going to keep it. We're fighting against the things that we can't change. I think that we unite and change. We say, when it comes to that revolution, I don't want to be the top of it. And that's the thing that we really can't get things that we really, really can change. And you're a part of this bridging. That's why we reach out. But I call upon Timbuktu, you know. We don't have to come here call upon straight in.
Same.
Make you know so what you do is very important. We don't need no taboo topics in our society. The minute we taboo the topic, until it blow out and break in a revolution, that's when the society go on to address it. We need social workers, we need everybody on board. But guess what now? This Dante could have come from my family too.
Right.
There's a grace of God why Dante not come from my family.
Right.
However, when I look into his eyes, I must admit there are certain things which I was not trained. I didn't get the chance to see it in Jamaica. But after traveling and training and meeting people and being exposed to certain things, yes, there are certain things we see in Dante, and it's in the eyes, it's the mirror of the soul. But why don't we admit that when he went in, he was a child?
Right.
Right? And we need to give him this chance to redeem himself.
Right.
Right? And if we're going to place judge and jury, then we're going to drop on our doorstep and we realize that the Jamaican government is also running to people's house, shooting kids who actually are associated, but they're not guilty.
Right.
And so show me your friends, let me tell you who you are. And after you go and get my next few months before this year done, because they're associated with the wrong people, and then I take what them parents that tell them.
Absolutely.
You see?
Absolutely.
So the police know, you know, when the police are using, if you can't catch quack, you catch a shot mentality too.
Yes.
Is that justice?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Right? But we will say, as long as it's not ours, we will say it is. Until it's ours. Yeah, until it drop on the doorstep. Yeah. That's why I say I can't see. That's why I always try to deal with the law as the law should be, not as how we portray it to be out here. So, you know, like they're telling you the mistake that they made. Why are you looking past it and saying something else? They're willing to admit it to our faces what the mistake they made after they took a couple of years out of his life, right?
That's true, and they knew that the autopsy did not match with the man's report either.
Right. They knew it.
So right, but remember, Paula Llewellyn said in Carter's case that, but we have done it on many occasions. That doesn't make it right.
Remember, she said she did it already, right, on many other occasions, and the judge at Privy Council said, "Oh, so that's not okay."
And I'm going to say something to you. If they keep Ninja Man in prison, they'll be making one of the biggest mistakes. Because a giant like him, they need him for the crime solving. And if they keep him behind bars, he will be only guiding you to make sure that they don't come back. And the prison's empty in Jamaica because we need to break the trend. That's a generational cycle. I had to go in here to realize a generational cycle. My father, my grandfather, nobody in the family never got prison. You guys said, why? Why me there? And then now I realized something about the death row in Jamaica, and that's where Pratt and Morgan was freed. I was a part of that process.
That's another one who I think will be free sometime in the near future.
Yes, and in the process, too, I must say that SouFLo, I came here in the 80s, early 90s, and we did a lot of things in regard to reform in Jamaica and stuff. But we can't tell them straight. We fought for innocent people on death row, but sometimes I have to ask myself, what am I going to say to the mother of them who still can't find who killed them people? A double-edged sword. I mean, if we really want to face the fact, we have to say, these are the killers out there and they need to find them. Anybody who kill out there, they need to find them. But they can't just pick up people and just want to blame them and we say, oh, a long time I like artists, why they need to go to prison.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a wrong approach. And you remember when I've not get started, but I like his music because I lyrical content and certain things. You can go find out music from him and say, whoa, you're two sides of the damn same coin.
Right. Absolutely. Right.
And why should I do this also? You can't feed it.
All right, brother.
So a great lyricist, I'm going to give him props and give him a chance. So I'm giving all the music that come out, give them a second chance. As a society, we need to learn to embrace that because we quick and forgive everybody to slavery, but we and the slave master is some rotten things to us. And we are picking up go school right now, Reprisal, and then in our parliament now today.
All right,
that's how forgiving we are and still keeping our memory. Have a nice day. So
manners and respect.
And let the Most High be praised.
Say it. My God says seal and Mr. Say it. All right, listen. So the last part of our conversation is this. Will Mavado return to Jamaica anytime soon? I saw a headline yesterday that said Mavado will be returning to Jamaica sometime soon. There's a comment here from Max City that says, I don't think it is smart for Mavado to follow it up further. The same judge who freed Cartel freed his son. The court system seems to be trying to correct the wrongs of Donkey Teeth. The same judge who freed Cartel freed his son. Don't know if it's the same 3 judges. They didn't tell us the 3 judges on the panel that freed his son. But it's the same court. It's the Court of Appeals that freed him. Another person said, I will never know if a man guilty or innocent based on how they look at we would just assume because man were guilty look innocent, YF, and man were innocent look guilty, YF, just the same. Yeah, and just to speak in depths on what the brother was saying, I talk about how, remember, you know, Jamaica I come from, you know, me, I'm not a foreigner, you know. So when I tell us that I grew up, I hear people tell them, even their own picnic, you're black and ugly like sin. It's a real thing. The Carter Empress, Donkey Teeth. You're black and ugly like sin. For them, black was ugly like sin. So now when you look at a picture of Dante and people are like, Jesus Christ, him look evilly, man. You look, him do it, you know. You can look on him and tell, say him do it. How do we look past somebody and tell, say, them do it, and look past somebody and say the way how him look in him face, him deserve to get a life sentence? Moving on, the last part of our thing this morning, we should be here for like another 10 minutes or so, and then we're going to end this live. So whoever miss it. Go and enjoy the first part, because as me done this, I will have to put it in the editor and chop off the musical part we did in the beginning, because it's not our video, and we're trying to avoid the copyright infringement on using so much of those artists' material. See, that was the part about Idonia, Waste Our Time. When I buy this song right now out, the video, super good. Go to his Vivo and check out Idonia, Waste Our Time. Massacre featuring French Montana Whites, more like a remix. Check that out as well. All right, will Mavado return to Jamaica? Listen, I did the follow-up video to this. If you type into YouTube right now, Mavado wanted in Jamaica, you will see SouFLoTV, or just type in SouFLoTV, Mavado wanted in Jamaica. So, upon doing my research is where I came across that a warrant was issued for Mavado's arrest in Jamaica. For us to say Dante is free, so Mavado can now freely just go to Jamaica, I wouldn't chance it. Because we are on the outside looking and we don't know what that warrant was issued for. We are assuming that that warrant was issued for the same situation that had Dante in it. Also, if I was Mavado, I would move super cautious, because what if them bait and, like the brother said, bait and switch, and use freeing Dante to grab you when you come, and you would want all along, you know, because you send people got killed, the youth, and that we have proof of. So you now in, your son out. I would advise Mavado, say, boy, if this, unless this is cleared up completely, and that warrant is nullified, null and void, I wouldn't put foot in Jamaica. Then he's going to meet some problems. Then also remember this. Again, this shows you the grimy ass system in Jamaica. No mention of a warrant for Mavado all these years, until Mavado took the attorney Masado to court because she robbed him of millions of dollars. She was supposed to be doing a transaction where she sold him a property. She was supposed to be curating, getting together the paperwork and stuff. you know, and a next big mansion did I go buy. Turns out that was somebody else's house, and she was falsifying paperwork to show ownership and take Mavado money. Mavado think he might buy a big house at Jamaica again, and boom, she run off with the money, right? So, and that was proven to be factual. Now, the man want back his money. Now, in order for him to get back his money, they said, for those of you who don't know, some of you know this already, Mavado's attorney in the U.S. said to them in Jamaica, hey, I've been looking through the laws. Jamaica's laws has a part in it where my client doesn't have to come into the island. He can actually attend a court hearing via FaceTime, right? Skype or whichever way you want to do it, via FaceTime, StreamYard, whatever, and conduct it that way. They said to him, oh, yeah, that is true, but hold up. Let us go figure something out. We'll get back to you. You see, when them get back and say, that is true. The law in Jamaica says he could attend a court hearing where he can testify, said Masada, take him money. So it's because he's trying to get back his millions. However, that's only reserved for people who don't have a criminal record or for people who are not don't have a criminal record. That is only reserved for people who don't have a warrant out for their arrest. So Mavado's attorney said, okay, my client should be good to go then because we don't know if any warrant. A Ross warrant appears. A warrant appears. So now they're like, we have a warrant here for his arrest. That warrant was issued years ago and it's still active. So if there's a warrant out for Mavado's arrest and it's active, common sense would tell you that as soon as him landing at Jamaica, law enforcement is going to pick, because that's what a warrant do, right? If I have a warrant out for my arrest in the state of Florida, Florida police pull me over in a traffic, me just know say a jail me I go until we can figure this out. Same thing for Mavado as he landed in Jamaica. But it's funny how that warrant never existed until the man started fighting for money. And they found the clause in the law that said he could do it from overseas and attend court through Zoom from overseas. And then quickly said, there's a warrant out for his arrest. And the law says that's only available to people who don't have a warrant out for their arrest. So if y'all ask me if Mavado is going to be returning to Jamaica anytime soon, they would have to clear all that up first before he goes. Because if he goes, I believe he will be in prison or in jail rather. He's at least going to face an arrest. He's at least going to face an arrest. And this is Jamaica. You don't want to get arrested and then 13 years later they are saying, oops, we made an error. Like in Cartel case. Like in Dante's case. Oops, errors were made. You're free. Years later. I don't think Mavado want to sacrifice years later. A long time them want him, you know. I said this before, I'll say it again. I was watching a video way back in the day. A police officer out of Jamaica said, the one Mavado, we will make him see him yard and can't come there. So years later when it happened, that the big mansion up there and Mavado can't go there, I said, damn. Remember, you know, Mavado's mom died in Jamaica and he didn't even go to her funeral. And y'all know, say, him and his mother did like this. Imagine your mother dead, you know, and you would have rather not go to her funeral than to show up there and face what it is they had there for you. So you see, I don't think it's time for him to go to Jamaica right now either. So they're under the impression, a lot of people are under the impression, yes, I'm going to fly in Jamaica now because Dante bust off the case, but why they have other things going on? And they're going to have to sort that out before him can touch ground in Jamaica. If it doesn't fit, they must acquit Donna. Yeah, we not even know what his warrant is for. We don't know what his warrant is for. We don't know if it's stemming from the same situation. We don't know if they have a case built up against them. I even said, okay, well, if it's stemming from the same situation, somebody was gruesomely murdered according to their description of what happened. That's a reason to call for an extradition. So how come they're not working with U.S. authorities to extradite him? Tell them, say, yo, we have a warrant for him. This is a murder case, right? Somebody was killed this way, that way. We have enough evidence to believe or reason to believe that he is the mastermind behind this or have nothing to do with that. Send him come back to Jamaica, come face the music. They didn't put in any paperwork all these years to try to get Mavado sent back into Jamaica. Obviously, that warrant wasn't that serious. I think the warrant was made up just to stop him from being, because them done share up the man money and gone already. They already split it, just like how they did Usain Bolt money. Them split up Usain money and nobody is gonna get pay for it. Oh, let's use her. One scapegoat. That's how it was. And you know she not getting no long time in a no prison. Because Jamaica barely give long time for even murder, much less. So you know she not get no long time for the little blue collar crime what she just do if it comes down on her. Funny enough, the only person that is being held accountable, she said, I admit to all the others. 20-something different accounts. She said she thief out or something, but none of them was Usain's. So we still don't know who take Usain money. But they split up in money and gone already. Yo, brother, 20-something million. How much Usain, them take from Usain? 12-point-something million US? 1 million US for each one of we in the group. At 12 hours, we are going to split this up. This is our retirement money. Don't say nothing. When you retire from this, you're going to live a good life here. All right. Nobody held accountable. A powerful person like Usain can get back in money from them. So I think they did the same thing to Mavado and designed a way for him to fear coming to Jamaica so they can keep his money. That's right there. Oh no. I'm going to leave y'all with this, right? I know a lot of you are law-abiding, tax-paying citizens and good, hard-working people. And I know a lot of you really wish good for others. And because you are a law-abiding, tax-paying citizen, you tend to believe what comes from people in positions of authority because that's how we were raised, right? Pastor always right. Pastor, preacher, police, politician, them people are always right and them good and them tell you the truth. But I'm telling you that you're in a different time, a different era. Pastor molest picnic, preacher, Lionel Ross, politician, never tell truth, police, corrupted. You know what I'm saying? So we have to start looking at these things and stop being so quick to sink our own. Ask questions. Look at what makes sense and what don't make sense. God bless you with intelligence. Use it and stop run with just what people tell you if you think. There was one eyewitness in Dante's case. One. That should have never flown in the first place because there was nothing else there to back up the one eyewitness. And if you say, yes, that should fly, then that tells me that you are willing to accept that it's okay then for any one of us to randomly go pick somebody and say, them do it and me see them do it and send somebody to prison for life when you actually didn't. Has to be more than that, right? We're going to leave it right there. So it is 12 midday, 8 after 12. Anyways, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you greatly. Big up yourself. I'm about to go edit this video and chop off the beginning piece right now. Do have your conversations in the comment section, same way. And remember this, nobody fight with nobody on social media, back and forth, arguing, calling names. If you're a grown person, you don't need to do that. And if you do, you're a coward in real life. All right? Because if you have something to say about somebody in a real life, so that you're so feverish about, find them and be like a frog. Jump, leap, right? Other than that, left that auto. I'll catch you on the next video tomorrow morning when we go live, right here. God's life. Big up Miss Ruby. My grandmother, she said, if you can't be good, be careful, but it's best to be good. And my grandfather, Mas Clevey, who said, I will see you tomorrow if God spare my life. I'm out. Peace.